I'm Jonathan Duffy, and I'm a pretty big deal where I come from, and recently I've discovered I'm also a pretty big deal in Poland. But I'm here at the world premiere of my film, The Doctor's Wife, at the Jute Theatre in Cairns, which has these lovely jelly babies out the front. I'm glad I didn't choose to wear this particular outfit, instead went with feathers. So yeah, let's go inside and have a look at what kind of audience we've got tonight and see if anyone's actually interested in seeing my film. Let's go. So as soon as I walked into the building, I was asked for an interview by Channel 7. It's not really that interesting, so in the meantime, I'll tell you a couple of facts I learned about Cairns. Fact number 1. Cairns is one of the missing person capitals of Australia. Fact number 2. Cairns has an incredible amount of crocodiles and looks a lot like Jurassic Park. And fact number 3. Cairns actually has an enormous gay and lesbian community, with at least 16,000 people identifying as gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, intersex or questioning. Not to mention the other letters that have been added to this acronym in the last couple of years that could be around Cairns. So I'm here, I'm queer, and I've got a film that I really want people to see. Don't know if you've noticed, but I've got some feathers on my shoulders. That's my way of meeting the people of Melbourne halfway with their love of taxidermy and clothing. Anyway, this is the world premiere of my film. Until now, every single audience who's watched it has been made up of family and friends. And all of those family and friends have told me that they really love the film and feel I'm very talented. But let's not forget the main reason why thousands of Australian men and women tune into Australian Idol every year. So that in those first couple of episodes, we can watch those people who've been told by other people their entire life that they're quite gifted and talented. And they're quite obviously not. So beneath this wonderfully calm exterior, I'm actually a sea of nerves, cramps, and diarrhea. Vincent isn't able to be here to support me tonight, so I've actually been lent someone else's husband, Jim. He owns the motel in Biggenden where I currently live. While we were having dinner with he and his wife Colleen a week beforehand, he suggested that he come up to support me. Within 5 minutes, she'd booked his plane tickets, hire car, and hotel. So I'm not going to bore you with any more of my rambling. You're going to get to hear a lot more of that later when I introduce the film. Right now, I've had almost nothing to eat, about 6 glasses of champagne, and my mouth is as dry as a nun's nasty. All I really want is reassurance that at the end of this evening, I'm not going to be known as the William Hung of gay and lesbian film. You remember him, don't you? She bangs, Opa! Oh, thank you so much. And I think it's really important in Australia to realise that gay and lesbian people don't just live in the city. You know, they're everywhere. Whether you know them or not, you may spend your entire life actually knowing lots of them, but you don't actually know they're gay or lesbian. So yeah, I think it's really important to bring the message that QAHC has to everyone.
Just lastly, what sort of reception do you think you're going to get tonight's film?
What I'm hoping for, I hope that people laugh and have fun, but I'm also hoping that people leave here with the feeling that living in small communities and being gay doesn't have to be terrifying. I know it is terrifying for a lot of people, but I think you know, there's still a lot that can be done to eradicate homophobia, but I hope people leave here with the confidence that it will get better, and country people in Queensland aren't as backward as they may have believed. So yeah, I've myself and my partner, who unfortunately can't be here because he's on call tonight, so we both feel that gay and lesbian people in country Queensland can always be accepted, but yeah, I just think there are some other steps to go, but it's not the most impossible thing that you could ever do.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favourite things.
Okay, so that's me there underneath the arrow, the little blonde one at the front who looks like he's about to piss his pants. At this point, I didn't realise it wasn't going to be as simple as, "Hey guys, hope you like my film, I'll see you at the end," and then I could run away and hide. No, I had to sit there and wait. Not a bad choir though, they were pretty fun.
many of us will relate to Jonathan's story. Jonathan's travelled from Diggington. We're from Brisbane, but Diggington is where he's living, to be with us for our opening night. And I've asked him to say a few words before the screening of his movie. Please welcome Jonathan.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for having me, Cairns, and I think you need to give an enormous, raucous, country-style round of applause to QAHC for putting this all together. I have to say, you really do live in paradise, and that can be seen when you arrive at the airport here, because you look out the window and it looks like you're landing in Jurassic Park. I'm serious. The first time I came to Cairns last year in October, I got off the plane and I expected to be mauled by velociraptors. But it was so beautiful. It would be the most beautiful mauling in history. As you can see, I'm rambling because I'm absolutely scared out of my pants right now. You are about to see the story of my life and my partner's life for the last couple of years. And I have to say, it's quite touching to see more than two people here. I will be honest, I know Cairns is quite a wonderful place, but it didn't matter if this was going to be in New York, Amsterdam, where everyone is show accepting about everything, or wherever. I expected that I would be playing to my +1 and a man stroking a cat. But it's wonderful to see all of you, and I think it'd be great. I promise I won't take up too much time, but please give yourselves a round of applause for supporting queer film. The short film section was spectacular, and I'm particularly wonderfully proud. So, like, I would, if there was a special flag for it other than a rainbow flag that people would know exactly what I'm talking about, I would raise a flag for Queensland queer cinema, because I think it's wonderful to see it represented here, because it's been such a non-event for so long, and I think it's time we stood up and went, hey, we're not just redneck hicks. We don't have to live in the shadow of Sir Joe forever. And we've got some wonderfully talented people in here. So yes, one more time, please give yourselves a clap. Thank you for coming. I speak to you right now after spending 3 days with my mother, who thinks I'm at Tropfest. And God love her, she's so supportive, but she has no idea. And I try to explain, but because I'm not Farmville, it doesn't matter. She's got to water her imaginary plants and harvest her imaginary pigs or whatever she does. And I tell her all the time, you can come visit me in the country and actually do that for real. She's like, oh no, it's on the computer. And her sister, my aunt, actually thinks I'm a Khan.
Next year!
Well, I'm letting her think that. She currently thinks I'm in the French Principality right now, living it up. I'm going to send her an email later tonight telling her that I can't afford a hotel, so I'm sleeping on a beach. But we'll see how that goes. Anyway, thank you so much for coming to support. If you take away anything from this film this evening, I hope it can be encompassed in a t-shirt that was given to me in the interval by a certain Cairns blogger. Anyone know that? Yes, you want to put up your hand? No. This shirt, I don't need a t-shirt to tell people I'm gay. I identify. I happen to be one of those gifted people who, every time I speak, Judy Garland's purse falls out of my mouth. And what I'm trying to portray with that, we are all diverse, yet we are one. And I think the story you're about to see is Me and Vincent, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, and before you ask me questions, it's alright, I'm used to people asking me, where's Vincent, when's he getting here? And having to say, it's alright, you just have to deal with me. Because he's a doctor, and he's always working. I have a +1 who runs the Big Inn Motel. His wife lent him to me for the evening. Please, Jim, raise your hand, give him a clap. But yes, we are all diverse, but we are one community. And what I hope you take away from this film is we were absolutely petrified about moving to the country. And I think one thing that really worked for us is that we didn't lie. We didn't lie to ourselves, we didn't kid ourselves, and we didn't kid anyone else around us. We were honest about what we were afraid of, we were honest about what we wanted to gain from the experience, and most of all, we were honest with the people we lived around. And I think it's really hard to explain, and I hope it encompasses it in the film, but I think what it showed to me, the experience of what you're about to see, as cryptic as it sounds, is as human beings, I don't think we're meant to live in such densely populated areas. And you'll see exactly what I mean. When you can get to know every individual around you and know what it is about them that makes them tick, and who they're related to, and who is their father and sometimes their grandfather at the same time. I only know 3 people no, I'm joking, 1. But when you get to know all those things, I think as a human being you are less likely to act out and have prejudices, because you know you chances are you're going to see that person when you're shopping, or when you have been hit by a car, or when you need your tax return done, because they're everywhere, you know. And I'll stop rambling. I'm crapping myself. That I hope you take that away from this evening. And the most important thing I wanted you to take away was that as a community, as one community, we've lived under oppression for such a long time, and I hope that occasionally through your lifetime you take the time to question whether you're holding prejudices against other people and therefore stopping them from coming into your life because you're afraid from what the people before you have experienced. That's all I'll say. I hope you enjoy it. I feel like a Ukrainian bootlegger. I'm sitting in a cinema videotaping my own movie. So far, it's going pretty well. People are laughing in the right spots. Not too many people have got up to go to the toilet. It's pretty good.
There's this big crowd of people, Jono and Vinny, who become real people.
Okay, so it went pretty well. Yeah, I thought I could just sneak out of the theatre, but I was mistaken. People were stopping me before I could actually leave. I'm enjoying the praise and the conversation. I'm finding it hard to think of things to say other than, oh, thank you. Oh, yes, thank you. Oh, thanks. Advice for myself for next time, I'm thinking of inserting a catheter. I really need to pee right now, and I know it would be incredibly rude to walk away from people. So that was the first screening of my film in a public venue, and there's many more to come over the next couple of months. So make sure if you live in Queensland and you want to see The Doctor's Wife, you head to www.doctorswifemovie.com and make sure you click on the screenings tab, because to my knowledge the next one will be Townsville. It's also going to be showing in Rockhampton, the Sunshine Coast, the Gold Coast, Port Douglas and Toowoomba. So until next time, I'm Jonathan Duffy, and I'm a pretty big deal where I come from.